To all the haters out there who said we'd never make it to episode 45, well, we did it, baby. Woo! The episode starts now.
Welcome to Good Vibes with Chris, Dean, TJ, and friends.
Fuck the naysayers, they don't mean a thing.
That's right.
On this week's episode, we
got so much stuff. We got so much stuff. I made a list of all the stuff that we have. And then I minimized the window as we were recording, so I can't look at the stuff and tell you what the stuff it is we have. But I will tell you this. I know we're going to talk about this dude that got his face broken. And we're going to talk about Mighty Ducks with Troy. We're going to talk about superheroes and Jupiter's Legacy. We're going to talk about American Idol. We are going to talk about the new Carnage trailer. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. But that's the things I can remember off the top of my head as I minimize the list of all the things that I made in order to talk about. Enjoy the show, everybody.
Yeah, 45, y'all. Making some headway here.
That's your lucky number, right?
That is my lucky number 45. What are some famous 45s out there, Troy? You got any numbers, number 45s? All right.
Yeah.
That's our stats guys, everybody.
Richard Petty.
Richard Petty. Love it.
Number 45.
Number 45, Hardee's. That blue and orange.
What was it like? Bonnie Lott was no.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
There's got to be a few. Oh, wait. Jordan came back as a 45.
Was that his number 45?
He was 23, and then when he came back, he was 45 for a minute, and then went back to 23.
And then Bill Willis.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Hall of Famer. NFL Hall of Famer.
Bill Willis.
Yep.
That famous Bill Willis.
I had to Google that one.
What about
Bill Willis?
What about
the famous 45 Kenny Easley?
Oh, yeah.
Safety.
That's right. Kenny Easley.
Good old Kenny.
Seahawks safety. 1980 All-Decades team.
Wow.
Five Pro Bowls. Number 45, safety, Kenny Easley.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, boys, I would ask how your weekend was, but I know I got to see you actually on a weekend, which is something we don't usually get to do.
Yeah, and you immortalized us in TikTok fashion.
I did. I made you TikTok famous.
Yeah.
We were in TikTok?
Yes, you're TikTok famous, man. I have a quite a following. So you're out there, bro. And it's all because of this show is the reason why I have such a huge following.
How many people follow you for real, though?
25.
That's actually not that bad. That's more than I thought it was going to be.
Bad. That's pretty bad. I'll give you this, though. Like my highest viewed video. What do you think? Okay, knowing that I have 25 followers, what would you think my highest viewed video tops out at?
It's gonna be based on music because I've seen all of your TikToks and they're just like I'm walking, I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm walking. Oh, here's my face. Here's a filter with my face.
That's true.
I mean, it's pretty basic stuff. So it's got to be something music related. Like you played a good song and somebody came across it on the page.
I'll give you the context. My highest rated or viewed content is me getting hyped up for doing this podcast. It's just my face, quad cam, and I'm just like jamming to some music, saying, "Getting ready for the show." You want to throw a number out there?
What's the song?
I'll play it for you. Hold up.
30 views. You played "Girls Just Want to Have Fun."
No, it's that one song.
Sounds like Cyndi Lauper to me.
I don't know. What is the song? With my boyfriend. Anyway, I think that Biggie used it as a sample in one of his songs, but it's that. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you don't want to give me a number. Just throw a number out.
I said 30.
30 views. You think that's my highest, bro? That's
I don't know. I've never posted a TikTok. I don't know how many people actually.
706 views. That's not bad.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, right? That's decent. I mean,
Man,
it's not in the thousands.
I feel like that's a lot.
I feel like that's a decent,
I mean,
without having an actual
most-
following.
Most of the TikToks in my stream are like 400,000.
Yes, I know.
But
for a nobody old guy who, has a couple podcasts.
Isn't really educating anybody or.
Yeah, I don't really promote
There's nothing
it.
on there. Like,
I just do my shit.
I like the scenery and I like the music.
Yeah, it's all.
I like the walking ones.
Well, they
It's like
say
kind
that I think you have to have a certain aesthetic if you want to build an audience, and I feel like I am doing that. I feel like all of them are around the same. They're basically extensions of. You always like to give me shit about how I change my profile picture all the time, and that's basically just it's what it is. It's just an extension of that. It's just my face along with some motion and some music. I like to track my aging because I felt like I was having Saturday before we hung out. I was having some anxiety about my aging. I was like, I'm aging rapidly. Like I felt like I was falling apart. Just like I got this neck thing. I can see it sometimes when I move a certain way. Like this part right here.
Dude, just embrace it, man. Just embrace it.
It's getting loose, bro. And I'm getting like this turkey neck situation going on here. And I hate it. And then I got this, like, if you look close, it's hard to see, but I'm starting to get wrinkles under my eyes. It's starting to, I don't know, man, I'm falling apart, bro. And I try to maintain as much as possible. I hydrate, I moisturize, I wash my face every day.
You should got this little juggler thing.
Yeah. What's that now?
Got this little juggler thing.
Oh, so double chin. I just get a double chin and it'll go away.
Yeah.
I thought like maybe I did lose a little bit of weight. So I was thinking maybe that is contributing to the loose skin.
It probably has a lot to do with that.
Ugh. It's supposed to snap back, bro. Like
you got to take the right supplements for that, don't you?
I guess I need to start taking fish oil or something, maybe. I don't know.
No, not fish oil. There's some skin stuff you can take.
Yeah, I do. I moisturize not only my face, but I do put it on my neck as well.
Cream of Sonia guy.
Don't get any of that in. I probably need to get some of that in. There you go. Steal the soul of some young viral.
Yeah. Just bathe in the blood of someone. That seemed to work for all the people that are dead now.
Right? It works for Hollywood.
Stroker.
We saw that on the Q documentary. They're drinking all the babies' blood.
Yeah, you just need some baby endocrine.
But yeah, man, it was I was feeling low, and so to be able to go out and watch a movie with you guys, we went and saw a movie together, the three of us. Really.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was good, man. It was good to get out. Thank you, Ray, and all our friends at Studio Movie Grill. Used to be my former place of employment. I love that place still to this day. We all worked there at one point or another. And it was cool to get back out, man, and watch a movie. That was the first movie I've seen in a theater since before pandemic. And I think the last movie I saw pre-pandemic was, I guess it was during, or maybe it was right. It was like at the beginnings of it when they were still allowing people to watch movies and stuff. But I watched the Birds of Prey was the last movie I saw in theaters.
I did not see that in theaters. What was let's see, I think mine.
We went and saw Nobody, for those of you who are interested what we saw. That is, we've talked about it before. We've talked about it. Like, it's a movie that I wanted to see for a while. And I was trying to convince myself. I've never seen a movie by myself. I was this close to, I've never seen a movie by myself. And I was going to do it. I was going to do it. This was going to be the movie I went to go see by myself, but I got you guys to go with me. So it worked out.
I love going to see movies by myself.
I'm trying to challenge myself, like newly single. I'm trying to challenge myself to do things with myself, by myself kind of deal. I was told to date myself, and that's like something you can do. And
wait, who said that?
My ex. My ex.
Okay.
The weirdest.
It was some of the
ever.
advice. That was some of the advice. I'm like, I don't even know how to be single. She's like, well, you should take yourself out, go on dates by yourself. I mean, it's not bad advice. It's good advice. You know, I know that some people do that, and it's you got to be able to enjoy your own time and enjoy yourself, take yourself out, you know, that kind of thing. I think it's good advice. But yeah, I still haven't done it. The closest thing that I did to that was to go visit Ray. I didn't go see a movie, but I brought him a tea because I was gonna go try to get you know, David Chang's one of my favorite you know,
Yeah, you're trying
chefs.
to get the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, the Momofuku came to town, and I was gonna go check that out, but it, you know, it was the first night. It's a pork skins, man. What did you eat before? What did you eat before the pre-pork skin meal? What was that?
Biscuits and gravy.
Biscuits and gravy, and then we're going into pork rinds. Jesus, bro.
My crunchy snack for the audio podcast is.
Is that Werther's Original? It's hard to see.
Yeah, hold on. I don't know if this is gonna work.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Sweet
Oh,
plantain
plantains,
chips.
man.
From Trader Joe's.
Those are probably really hard.
No, they're thin slice.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, I like the thick ones. I'm not really a big fan of.
No, me neither.
It's like peanut brittle.
I
But
like a
yeah,
potato chip.
yeah. So I never have done that. I've never gone to a movie by myself. I was considering it, but I got you guys now. You can't hear any crunch, so
Put the audio filter on it.
yeah, there you go. But it was a good time, man. That I wanted to see that movie. It's got the guy from Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul, and a bunch of other stuff.
Mr. Show.
Mr. Show with Bob and David.
Mr. Show.
Hell
He
yeah.
wrote for The Simpsons. He wrote for Saturday Night Live.
Yes. And it was a great flick, man. I had a good time. Troy said it was all right. I liked it. I thought it was dope.
I like the soundtrack.
Yes.
There was some action
It was
scenes that I
okay.
really liked.
Okay, man. See, that's what I don't understand. Like, you say that movie was okay, but you love shit like that TV show I give you shit about liking, about the NASCAR garage with the fucking laugh track.
Crew.
Kevin James, yeah, you like the Crew, and you can't wait to talk about fucking the Equalizer, but this was all right.
You don't think this was better than The Equalizer, do you? I mean, you don't think The Equalizer was better than that movie that we watched, right?
Oh, I totally do. With Denzel Washington.
No, the
one
show.
You watch religiously every week.
Oh,
Queen Latifah.
You make time in your week to
No.
watch nothing but The Equalizer.
You think The Equalizer with Denzel is better than the Nobody?
I thought nobody
Yeah,
was.
oh,
No,
yeah.
hell no, man, you're crazy.
much better.
What did you not like about it?
I didn't say I didn't like it. I just didn't like it as much as I liked The Equalizer. I thought the storyline was like whatever happened to the people that he went back to their house to get the watch and everything. That just kind of was.
They probably never went and robbed another house ever again. You know, they weren't really significant people. They did something stupid, and that was the match. That was like the catalyst, right? That started the whole thing.
Yeah, like
That's all
he
that
would
was.
never. He didn't go and kill them. He was going to. He changed his mind when he saw their circumstances, and so he was still amped and ready to kick somebody's butt. So that's what the guys that got on the bus, they got that wrath, that
Yeah,
unbottled
and
wrath.
the guys that got on the bus, they wrecked a car
Mm-hmm.
before, and no cops were called. Nobody came. Like,
Well, first off, it's in the fucking world of John Wick. There was if you want to talk about when the cops should have been called, how about anything that ever happened in that movie? The cops should have been called. Like,
They did. The
dude
cops did
fucking-
show up
in
They were
a
in the first
club.
act.
In a club, the guy gets off stage and somebody's like, "Oh, what are you doing? You singing some fucking dance?" And he takes a glass and shoves it through some guy's face. The cops should have probably been called then.
yeah,
I feel you. I mean, but that's the thing. It's an action flick. You got to suspend your disbelief. It's just like wrestling, man. You know, you can't take it too seriously. But I thought it was really good. I dug him in that role. You know, it's just cool because, you know, he looks the way he looks, you know, like kind of a smarmy older kind of dude, not really super athletic. but then you see him do all these really cool things, and it's like, wow, yeah. But it's like also like almost like that's one thing I liked about Atomic Blonde is, you know, she was a badass, but there are some limitations there. She is a female trying to fight all these, you know, big badass dudes. So there you take, it's like, and I think you see it from John Wick too, in some respects, is that they are badasses, they are superhuman, they do all these crazy things, but at the same point in time, they get their licks in. They do get punched, they do fall back, they do stumble, they do, you know, get hurt. And I think that's pretty cool. I do dig that.
Okay. I was thinking about this because after I watched the movie, you know, those guys all got stabbed and all these things, right?
Yeah.
And I was taking a shower. I got my COVID shot this weekend.
Yeah.
And I like raised my hand up and it's still
a little sore.
Really sore from a tiny, tiny needle.
Yeah.
If someone stabbed me, I've stabbed myself on accident before. Did not go well. That I mean, if you think about it, like
dude, no, I felt like I think I might have torn my rotator cuff doing this fucking pizza job, dude, honestly. Cause like I was reaching for stuff on this like this high shelf, dude, and even now still it's sore, dude. Like it's hard to reach really high, you know?
Yeah.
Especially at our age, and he was an older dude.
You've
He's older than us.
beaten off.
That wouldn't be shoulder. Like, I don't know how you do it, bro.
You got to put your whole shoulder into it, bro.
Yeah, you're doing it wrong, bro.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like raising my shoulder, I raised my arm up and stretched it out. I was like, that's from a tiny needle. Someone put a knife into your leg. That's it, dude. You're not walking the rest of the day. You're not walking to the you're not hobbling to the emergency room. You're not doing any of those things.
I don't know, man. It depends on the I guess what you're on. Maybe if you're under the influence. There's a story of someone in my dad's family. It's one of his cousins. And they call him 9 Lives. The reason they call him 9 Lives is because he was messing around on his woman and she got upset about it. And she shot him like 4 or 5 times. He went out to the front yard, took a water hose, hosed himself off, and drove himself to the emergency room. So they call him 9 Lives. So again, depends on the circumstance. I'm sure adrenaline played a role in it, and I know our character wasn't under the influence of it, but you know,
Yeah.
9 Lives, I couldn't tell you. He probably was.
Yeah, I guess.
For real, his name is 9 Lives.
That's his nickname, yeah, man. I mean, what would you if you
9 Lives
survived?
Bustos.
If you survived
9 Lives
getting
Bustos.
shot, it's like 50 Cent, right? 50 Cent got shot 9 times. You know, he moved to Houston.
Did he?
Everybody's moving to Texas, bro. It's how you stay rich. You know, if you're a celebrity.
Who moved to Houston?
50 Cent.
Really?
Yep. Also, I don't know if you guys I saw it on Twitter and some other things. In Houston also, there was a neighborhood that had a tiger just like loose in the neighborhood. Fucking tiger. Somebody's pet tiger just loose in the damn neighborhood.
Probably 50 cents.
Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Better
man.
go get the Tiger King.
Right? You got to bust him out. I'd watch that movie. You know, some government agent goes into whatever fucking Florida, jail system that he's hiding in.
It's in Oklahoma.
Oh, is it Oklahoma? He didn't get. I thought he got.
Tiger King's in Oklahoma.
Okay, well then you go to Oklahoma and you walk in. It's maximum security prison, I'm sure. Go through all the doors and we're like, hey, we have an outbreak of tigers loose in all these neighborhoods. We need your help. Give me a pardon or I ain't coming out. I'd watch it.
Like a Suicide Squad of cat burglar catchers.
Yes, and he's got to go assemble the team. The girl who lost her arm. That was.
Oh yeah.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this. Good shit, man.
But he immediately goes and puts on his EMT jacket. Dude, I freaking love that show. It's so ridiculous and true.
Absolutely ridiculous and true. I did, I'm sure we'll get into it. We can go ahead and get into it now. I guess we already talked about what we saw this weekend as far as movies. Do you want to go ahead and jump right into TV and stuff? Or is there anything else you wanted to get in?
No, man, we should start talking about movies till Jorge can join us so we can talk about the other things.
That's right.
Yeah, where is Jorge?
You know,
I thought he was gonna be on at 6:45.
You know, he's
running late. He's running late.
He did send a message say he's running late. He is in New York. You know, it is the city that doesn't sleep. So I'm sure there's a lot going on. He did post those engagement photos he was talking about last week. They look great. Pretty amazing stuff. Man, what a background, right? Holy crap.
I haven't seen them yet.
New York buildings like peeking out of in the skyline of these pics, man. It's so cool. And it's like in some cherry blossom. I guess it's part of the Central Park. It's on Facebook.
Okay, I'll look at it. I don't know. I think I mostly see his stuff on Instagram.
Oh, really?
I'm not on Facebook a lot.
I think it's one of those. It's like
as much as I used to be.
Yeah, I think it's one that people aren't on as much anymore. You know, I'm on all of them, so you know.
Yeah, I'm not really on Twitter that much.
I do the damn thing. I like it. You know, I would say that in the early beginnings of this, like I would say. When we started talking about doing podcasts, one of my influencers, if you will, one of the people who influenced, like, I'm like, hey man, like it doesn't matter how long we go, right? We're like Rogan. We can go for 3 hours. It doesn't matter. And wow, have things changed. Hey, I guess he's always been that way. I just didn't see it then.
What?
Just what's the word that I want to choose here? Like I haven't watched the show for a very long time. I'll just say that. I just don't vibe with it anymore, man. And I have so many people that I love and that will go on that show and then have to fucking put out apologies. Matty Matheson, another chef that I really enjoy, really cool dude. He was on there, and he what he does is he draws you in. He's a comedian. So he takes your defenses down. He draws you into saying something or joking about something that's extremely controversial, especially in this day and age, and gets you to kind of like laugh with him and agree with him. Yeah, it is kind of stupid that we all got to get this vaccine and we all got to wear masks and stuff like that. And Bill, like what I thought was funny was Bill Burr, who's a comedian as well, like kind of was like, fuck you. I'm not going to play your game. Like, I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. Like that was cool. I dug that because it's just so easy to just get played by him in that way. And then you say stuff and joke around. And then you realize, oh shit.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Fucking millions of people were listening to that. That wasn't just a conversation with me and Joe Rogan behind closed doors.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Joe Rogan, and I think I've been this way about his show since I've started listening to it.
Yeah, you just got to take it with a grain of salt, man.
Well, one, that it's not a news source.
Yeah.
And two is usually I'll see who the guest is before I ever download it, even try and listen to it.
Sure.
There's he lots of times he'll have somebody.
He has people from both sides, right?
He does. Yeah. I mean, he has
both
Ben
extreme.
Shapiro on there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
I mean, he has Alex Jones.
Yeah.
But he also has like Bill Burr. Like that's one that I listen to Bill Burr's at least one of his podcasts probably once a week.
Yeah.
I like his stand-up. I like his podcast that he does with Bert Kreischer quite a bit. The Bill and Bert podcast.
Yeah.
And then he has the Monday morning one. and then whatever else he's on. I think he's fun to listen to.
He is fun to listen to.
And he doesn't take himself too seriously, but he knows whenever he's like, my opinion on this does not matter, so I don't need to share it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
He knows his
of that,
boundaries.
Well, I mean, some people would say he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But he's just, I mean, he's a comedian, and that's fine. He doesn't need to give people medical advice, and I think
right.
Like, if you want to just point out some, human interaction, relationship stuff, comments on society and how that works and things like that, that's fine, because I think he's a public speaker, and that's what a comedian does. They comment on
for sure.
But he's not trying to give you actual real medical advice.
Yeah. And at the same point in time, I don't think Joe is, but he is very opinionated.
You can see it if you watch the videos, you can see the look on his face. He's like, let's see
how far he is. Yes, exactly.
Let's see. Yeah, you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah, let me see if I can get you to walk off this fucking cliff.
Right, like a little kid trying to get his buddy to take a dare.
Yeah, totally. And some people take it, and some people don't, and I respect those who don't. And I respect those who do as well, because they're human beings.
He did a good show with the guy from Real World, Theo.
Yeah, Theo. I love Theo. Theo Vaughn is a comedian now.
He did that show with Theo, and that was a good one.
Yeah, Theo's great, man. He's on a lot of.
I like it when he has comedians on. That's usually the only episodes I listen to, though.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not trying to get woke by Joe Rogan.
Yeah, not so much.
But I mean, there's some cool stuff he said whenever he has like the triathlete.
I do. Yes, and I
can be kind of inspirational, or the crazy marathon runners stuff.
I mean, it's interesting, but I'm more into like when he has like the alien people on. That's what I get into. Like, give me the alien conspiracy theorists.
Need the blue files and all that stuff. Yeah,
I love that shit. Give me all that. I'll listen to that.
Just don't ask them how they voted.
Yeah, for sure. But there was some controversy over on SNL. Every now and then they have people on there. I don't know why they do it. It's not like they're hurting for guests, but every now and then they'll throw somebody on there like a Donald Trump. We talked about it last week. This time they did Elon Musk. And why?
I don't understand why it was so controversial.
I don't know. I guess for some of the things that he says some pretty.
He's anti-union.
Yeah, he says some pretty fucked up stuff sometimes, though. And I think that, I think gender stuff, he's said some weird stuff about. Okay. But I think that and for whatever reason, some of the things that he said, some of the cast wasn't super thrilled to be working with him.
Yeah, but did you see? I read so many of those stories, and they all quoted the same thing. And it was Bowen Yang, and one of the writers just responded to a tweet. He said, we're about to find out how live Saturday Night Live is. That's what he tweeted. And Bowen Yang replied back. And Bowen Yang's my favorite cast member right now.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So he tweeted back, "What the F does that even mean?" Which that's the proper response to someone on Saturday Night Live to that. So I don't see the controversy. That's not a controversial, or even stating I don't want to work with it. And so I read all these stories, and they all have that same tweet that Bowen Yang said this, and one of the other writers said the only CEO I want to be working with is Sherry E.O. Terry, which is a stupid joke and a bad tweet.
Yes.
From somebody that and then so
I guess it's a corporation type
Pete Davidson is on with Charlemagne the God Show, whatever that brunch something. He's on some radio show, and they're like, he just came back from doing the cast dinner, which is the first cast dinner they've done with the host since the pandemic. So they hadn't done one in a whole year. Wow. Elon Musk was the first one, and he was like, so who's not who doesn't want to do the show with him? And he goes, we've all been asking who doesn't want to do the show. We're all in a group text. Nobody knows who
Yeah.
the source is that doesn't want to do the show. So I just thought it was ridiculous. Like, I mean, there's hosts that suck, and
I think that's what it was. I don't think it was necessarily controversial as far as maybe they don't like his politics. I think it's just like, what are we gonna do with this guy? Why are we putting this guy on? Because he's fucking rich. Like that's the only like. What's next? Like we're gonna put Bezos on? Why?
Yeah, they would have put Bezos on.
But why? That's I guess that's
they've always done
point.
that. They've always done that. They put the dude from they put politicians on there. They put Donald Trump wasn't running for president the first time he was on SNL.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's like they've always put different people in pop culture on there.
Yeah.
I mean, Wayne Gretzky is the worst athlete host, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's got to be up there. Joe Montana isn't great either, but I mean,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
there's only one athlete.
Michael Phelps was not great.
Eli Manning was awesome.
Yeah, Eli was great.
Both of the Mannings.
Yeah.
Not Eli. Eli Manning was not the good one. Peyton Manning was the good host. And Charles Barkley. I will always watch Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live because it's always going to be something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I was excited. I was like, all right, Elon Musk is going to be on here. It's either going to be a train wreck or he's going to be shockingly better than I thought.
You know, I think one of the things that people...
It wasn't the best Saturday Night Live episode ever, but it was not. From the skits that I've seen come out of it, it wasn't bad. It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes. And, you know, I think it was kind of cool. One of the things he threw out there on his monologue is that he's got Asperger's. And that was one of the takeaways, is that he announced that he has Asperger's, you know, and I guess that's something that, I mean, I don't know. I guess it was something that wasn't really like shared publicly, but I beg to differ that he's the first person on SNL that's ever had Asperger's. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's definitely probably somebody that's been on there before that's had it before that just maybe weren't publicly, you know, I'm sure there's been cast members who have had Asperger's is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that could, I mean,
Norm McDonald comes to mind, dude, to be honest.
Norm McDonald has Asperger's?
I think it's possible. I think it's definitely possible. He's Elon Musk has Asperger's.
But he has so many different, like he has like a bit, like an ongoing, like Norm McDonald has an ongoing bit.
But it's also his manners.
But he can get out of the bit too.
I don't know, man. I've never really seen him out of character. You know, it's just
like the whole thing he did. Yeah.
And I think people love it, and people. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, you know. But I just think that's just who he is, man. I think that's just his. Right. That's just him.
Just gonna make a note here. Chris diagnosis.
Don't do that.
Norm McDonald.
I did get to see, you know, a couple of this. I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but I'm glad that they're back. I'm glad that they're doing it, you know, pushing through. Miley is always a great musical guest. She sang some great songs. She has that song that right now with Kid Lario. Good song.
And she was in one of my favorite skits they do with Pete Davidson. The Chad skits.
The Chad skits. Those are pretty fucking funny.
I like to quote those inappropriate times.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. And then there's some good stuff from always on Weekend Update. It's always good.
Here's something that I think about every time I've seen the credits this season is that like the featuring cast, there's 3 new people that were not on last season. And then there's 2, Chloe Fineman and Bowen Yang are still featured. And that's crazy to me.
How second year features?
Yeah, they both started last year.
Yeah.
Which I guess is okay, but they're on the show more than some of the regulars
Yeah.
cast members, right?
I think so. I remember when Pete Davidson first started featuring, I was like, is this like the next Adam Sandler? Like that's the vibe I got when he was so young on there and just being like, I was like getting Sandler vibes, you know. I just think that whole thing is so interesting to me. Like, his relationship with Lorne Michaels is so weird to me.
Yeah.
Like, but he always has like a cast favorite, if you will. But it's just weird. Like, I don't get it. And I was listening to some comedians like kind of talking about it. It was Dan Soder and that dude. I don't know his name. He's like really sloppy. He wears like
yes, he's very sloppy.
Fingerless gloves. I can't remember his name, but he's really dirty too. But they were talking
Yes,
on
he is very dirty.
they're talking on their show together, and they're just saying that they think that the whole reason he got on is because he didn't want to be on. And then Lauren was like, "No, you have to be on. You have to do the show.
You can't. You don't say no."
And he's like, nah, I don't want to do it.
There's people better than me. They did these really bad Pete Davidson.
Yes, so you saw that. You saw that video.
Yeah.
I'm like, Dan Soder, like, how do you not pick Dan Soder to be on the fucking show? Like, that's what's crazy to me. Some of the people that they pass on, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he does great impressions. He's a funny ass dude. I could see him on SNL. Like,
yeah,
well,
but it's also a thing of like personality wise, like at this point, Lorne Michaels has to be aware of like, okay,
he needs young people too. I think that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, Dan Soder's a little bit older,
mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just like, what's this person going to bring to the rest of the cast too?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like Dan Soder. I think he's funny. I don't necessarily think that he would be perfect for Saturday Night Live. And honestly, for a while there, I didn't think Pete Davidson would be perfect for Saturday Night Live. Pete Davidson was perfect for what he did for a long time, which was just show up on Weekend Updates almost and do raps. That's still really his bread and butter. Even though I haven't seen him on very many Weekend Updates lately.
That's what he did before SNL.
Yeah, and yeah.
How did they not have Lizzo on the whistle, the whistle bit that they did last week? You know, did you see that with Kid Cudi?
Flutes?
Yeah, the flutes. Yeah, the flutes. How do you not have fucking Lizzo on that fucking? She brought the flute back.
I mean, that everybody's had the flutes. She just actually plays the flute.
Yes.
Like I thought it was funny though. It was
really funny. It was good stuff.
And it just made me feel, oh yeah, they're right. It is like this little flute.
Hell yeah.
What's that little extra thing? In fact, yesterday we were driving home from my mom's house from Mother's Day dinner, and we were listening to some song, and Zev was like, he's in first grade. He was like, wait, what was that instrument? Because they have recorders now.
Yeah,
he goes, wait, what was that instrument? And I think it was still like a Drake song or something.
Nice, yeah, dude. And, somebody playing the recorder. If you get really good at it, you could be on a rap song too.
Yeah. And I thought it's just funny. I just wanted to play. It's a little flute. Just a little flute. But yeah, I mean,
it's gross, bro. It's gross. You can get a haircut. You can get a damn haircut.
Okay, so Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live. So that brings us to the next segue to the next topic is the SpaceX landing.
Hell yes.
Right, pretty cool.
Pretty cool, man. I mean, especially,
The last one exploded, right?
A while ago. Like, I think the last few have been all right. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, especially him making Texas part of that next, it's like it's home now for SpaceX. I think just having those dudes push it is just going to be, it's like, we didn't see a lot of progress. I guess what I'm trying to say over the last like 30 years, you know what I mean? And now independently, we're seeing a big push from super rich ass dudes who are helping us move this along.
They privatize space industry. Right?
Yeah.
So I was talking to my dad about the Starlink system that Elon's trying to launch with everyone will have high-speed internet via satellite.
Oh, nice.
He's
nice.
basically going to put so many satellites in the orbit around the planet that you can have internet anywhere, right?
Beautiful.
So my dad said that if that is successful, Verizon will go out of business.
Yeah, but they'll just get jobs with them.
Yeah, but think about what do you do? Well, I'm a repair guy.
Yeah.
That looks like a giant.
Yeah, but it landed on it's reusable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
amazing.
thing.
That's amazing.
Right? Yeah, it's very cool.
Hey, is it just
It's
me or is
cool,
there
but it looks
echo?
like a giant penis.
It's just, yeah, I guess that's all you think about, it seems.
Hey, but that is rather amazing, right? So are any of you guys mad that rocket is coming back to Earth and it kind of makes me upset
What?
You want it
because
to
it's
blow up in
polluting the
space?
Earth, man. And it's just more space trash.
That's why it's coming back. It's reusable.
No, but I thought
that's the whole achievement.
I thought one was going to crash into the Pacific.
One did, yeah.
One did.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm talking about. That's not cool.
That's not
What do you
cool.
think happened to all the other ones?
What about the Challenger?
Okay, yeah, but that was all picked
No,
up.
all the other, not the shuttle, the rest of the rocket, all those rockets before have all landed somewhere.
Okay, well, I don't like that.
Okay, well,
don't.
this is a better solution. It landed.
I know,
and it was
but-
usable.
Are you?
But they're saying that China is going to have these rockets come back to Earth. That the propensity for error is more now, and that it's going to keep on happening where these rogue rockets, crash into Earth.
No, that's why we got to leave, man. There's only one way to do it.
on
rockets.
Bezos is we gotta get on that
More
lotto and
rockets.
see if we can get on Bezos's public spaceship.
Okay, have I talked to you guys about this show that I found on YouTube?
What's
Well,
this?
hold on. Before you go to that, did you guys already talk about Bezos on Saturday Night Live?
It was Elon Musk in a little bit, but go ahead and finish that up. Go ahead and finish that up if you have some thoughts on it.
I don't know. I always get Bezos and Elon Musk, the billionaires. I always get them confused because they're both awkward. However, no, Elon.
Good thoughts. Good thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
From
That
Generation Z.
There you go. Okay. Elon did not like what you were about to say, so he froze you. Let's see if you can try that again so we can hear it.
Okay, yeah. So Elon Musk was on Saturday Night Live along with Miley Cyrus this past weekend,
That's right.
and he actually did an all right job, And I know that cast members were saying that they were upset. However, they delivered a really good performance. I thought that the writing on this one was a lot better than some of the other shows that they've been doing. They had this one about Philadelphians and murderer using their accent, and then they did this one about the Zoomers, Generation Z, bruh, stuff like that. That was pretty funny. The
Saturday Night Live is on NBC, right?
Yeah.
correct, yeah, and on Peacock.
Yes,
But-
sir.
All in all, I give it a B+. He was not bad.
I think that's something that we were talking a little bit
Which
about
is,
that.
For what we
Just-
thought it was going to be, is way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, and I think that maybe sometimes I was asking why do you think that they give these dudes a chance and put them on the show, and maybe it's just Lauren trying to push his writing staff and his players to push themselves to make these people we know aren't funny and make
Absolutely.
them funny.
Yeah.
Well, there's some
Also-
people that think that Elon Musk is funny.
Well, it gives
They
the
probably
show
have
credibility.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, it gives
That
the
was
show
a- What
credibility
is
and
Dogecoin?
yeah. Well, I know that Dogecoin went down 30% after he made that statement that it's a hustle, and it really is.
He's been saying it since day one, though. He says he's been saying it's a joke since day one.
What
Yeah.
is Dogecoin?
It's
Exactly.
It's a Bitcoin.
It's a meme.
Currency.
It's a meme that's making
Okay,
somebody
that-
rich.
Yeah, the best way that I can put it is like, you know how you collect antique coins and crap, and like let's just say you have a coin that said it's 25 cents and someone pays $5,000 for it. Well, at the end of the day, it's still a coin that ain't really worth nothing. So that's what these bitcoins and I mean, shoot, and
It's
in
basically
actuality, let's just say
he trolls.
Yeah.
It's basically a troll, and he's getting
Mhm.
people to buy it, and once you get people to buy it, it becomes worth something.
yeah, but don't do it. Like it's a huge. He truly is right. Like, and what happens is billionaires they get so rich off of it that when they get out, it sends the whole market down. It's no different than shortings. It's a gamble, man. Like, and life is, but I don't know. This is so in its infancy that I cannot tell you one way or another if it's right or wrong. I mean, if you believe
It's
it,
the
and you make money,
future.
congrats.
I think it's the
So-
best logo out there.
Dogecoin is the future.
What's
Cryptocurrency.
that Brahms beverage you're enjoying?
It's Duncan.
Well, my beautiful fiance, bought me this pralines shake.
Ooh.
However, I invented a shake. It's called pralines and crunchy coconut, otherwise known as a creamy nut, and it is delicious. No, it's pralines and cream at Baskin Robbins, and the crunchy coconut. And I urge you to get it. One time I ordered
it's one of those.
and then
It's one of those Baskin / Dunkins.
yeah. Oh
That's
well, no.
cool.
I invented it. So
Well, I'm
This
just
is
saying
not-
it's one of those stores that is both a Dunkin's and
Oh.
a Baskin Robbins.
oh yeah, that's right. Yes, that is correct.
So that's a big thing. I noticed that, and I don't know if it's catching on in New York yet, but ghosts are blowing up. It's the next thing. We're talking about Dogecoin. It's basically that of the food industry. So they're taking all of the McDonald's and all of the mainstream restaurants out of like Walmart's, and they are putting in ghost kitchens instead. And basically, you go to a kiosk and you can choose from a litany of different restaurants, and they all come from the same kitchen, but it's like whatever food you want. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like name it.
I do not know.
Name it. It's in there. It's like, whatever, like A&W, Taco Bell. It's like, it's almost like, like at our high school, we had many options. We had Chick-fil-A, we had Taco Bell, we had, all that coming out of the same cafeteria. It's kind of the same
Yeah.
concept where
It's like a Long John Silver Taco Bell A&W store.
yes,
Which, by the
but
way,
you go to
just disgusting.
You just go to a kiosk and you choose what you want, and then they give it to you, but it's all coming out of this ghost kitchen.
Are people working in the ghost kitchen?
Yeah.
or-
There's people working in the kitchen, but they don't work for any of those companies. They work for the ghost kitchen.
So they
Like, how-
they just make that a company's product.
Yeah, it's like they're licensing their products out to these ghost kitchens, basically, just like they would a school. Like it's
So
it's
are
a
they
personal
just-
pizza. It's not like the Pizza Hut made the fucking personal pizza, but they don't sell it. You can't go to Pizza Hut and get that personal pizza that you would get at a high school, right? But they sell that particular product to high schools so they can have their Pizza Hut inside your high school. It's the same thing, same concept, just like they had with Taco Bell. It was just like a bean burrito that was in a plastic bag, but it said Taco Bell on the plastic bag. Taco Bell makes it, but you can't order that particular burrito at a Taco Bell. It's just like what they offer at the high school.
It's all processed.
It's all processed. It's all bullshit. But that's the new thing. Have you seen this at all, Dean? Ghost Kitchen at your nearest Walmart?
Ghost kitchens? I
They're
mean, I
taking-
know what they are.
Yeah, they're taking out the McDonald's and whatever that they have normally at the
Mhm.
Walmarts and putting in ghost kitchens. You go to a
Good.
kiosk and you can just pick
love
whatever
it.
you want. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's
For
cool.
it. It's better than McDonald's and Subways.
That's right.
Burger King's used to be a McDonald's too in a couple places I've seen.
Yeah, and I mean you'll never beat the hot dog and the chicken bake at Costco. That's for sure.
Oh my God.
Never
You
had
will
the
never
chicken
beat
bake.
that.
The hot dogs are the best. That's the best.
the
hot
chicken
dog.
bake's
about the
good too,
meat-
bro. You need to try the chicken bake.
I do the
Sam's
pizza
What about the
slice.
hot
meatballs from
dog
IKEA?
is a
Yeah, you guys ever
beast.
eaten at IKEA?
Yeah, those are good too.
Oh
Yeah.
God, that's
Oh.
Hell yes.
Guilty pleasure.
Gross. IKEA.
Yes.
Gross.
Gotta get.
Hey,
It's
what
like
about
roast.
what
It's like
about
gourmet
Target?
food.
Target with the grilled cheese and the popcorn and them slushies.
Hell
And
yeah.
the
I love
pretzels.
ices. Give me an
Target-
icy.
Oh yeah,
Target's
yeah.
got them pretzels.
Yes. And it's all terrible for you.
Right.
Why is it such a guilty pleasure?
I think those IKEA meatballs are pretty good for
Those,
you.
yeah, I was gonna say that's like the most
they?
gourmet out of the whole department store food.
Bustos, the last time we went to IKEA to get your stuff, I went over there and looked at that stuff and it looked like burned poo.
Bro, you literally just ate out of a big ass fucking plastic can
Pork
of
rinds.
pork rinds, and you're talking about what Swedish meatballs look like.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
I
should-
hear you.
Yeah, I don't know if you're the food critic of the show.
Nah, I don't think so. No offense. You eat shit on a shingle and love it.
Hell yeah, I love shit on a shingle.
That's Salisbury steak basically with some gravy on it.
Mm.
Hell yeah.
You know what? Salisbury steak's not horrible.
Well, you're fucking.
Yes.
You guys are basically. You're a little more refined.
It's not
You're
horrible.
you're like a little. He's like Doc Thunder and you're Dr Pepper. You know what I mean? You're a little more refined, but you're still fucking.
Hold up, I'm Dr.
You're still redneck
Thunder.
water.
Mountain lightning.
Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, you're Dr Thunder. He's Dr Pepper.
What?
I'm Coca Cola.
That's
And
Or his
I am
Mex-
Jarritos. I'm Jarritos.
Chris is a carbonated horchata.
Oh, that would be so disgusting. Oh,
Did you ever get the
I would-
horchata out of the 7-Eleven?
no.
Oh, it's not bad. I like
Nice.
horchata. It's like the only cinnamon thing I like, though.
I love cinnamon. I'll put cinnamon in my coffee every day.
I refuse to be Dr. Thunder.
What would you be then? You'd be Shasta?
Sam's
Hell
choice.
no, I'd be Barks root beer.
No, you wouldn't, man.
Um,
I'm sorry.
yeah, I
You
would.
wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're shiny enough to be.
You'd be I'll
Barks,
give you
man.
Mr. Pibb. You'll be Mr. Pibb.
Okay, I'll take Mr. Pibb. I'll take Mr. Pibb like a motherfucker. Pibb extra? Hell yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and get into a little TTB.
What is it?
you watching?
Oh, okay.
What are you watching?
What is the power of 3 over today?
That's a good question. Jorge, what did you think on that?
I think it's our
Yes.
favorite SpaceX landing. Top 3 SpaceX landings. Mine's gonna have to be 15, man.
Well,
Yeah.
since we are coming off of one of the greatest boxing matches
Ooh.
in our lifetime,
Ah,
the largest boxing.
I'm glad you
bout,
said that. I'm glad you
The
said
three,
that.
the three of the kind is going to be who are your favorite 3 boxers of all time?
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's
Oh,
great.
wow.
Hell yeah.
Really?
Hey,
Yes.
how many minutes is there? Is it 1 minute between rounds? So how many? What's the time?
1 minute between rounds. Yeah.
And the 3-minute
minute
rounds.
Okay,
Yeah, 3
does it
minutes.
have to be
We actually
straight-
watched the fight, Jorge. So we'll
You
have
did?
yes, we'll have some commentary for you as well.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Does it have to be a straight boxer? or
Yes,
can it be
boxers,
Yes,
boxers,
Yes,
boxers,
boxer. Yeah, it has to be a legitimate boxer of all time.
All right. So couple new shows came out onto the landscape. Friday was the premiere of Jupiter's Legacy. And this is a comic book that's written by the name Dean escapes me. You know it.
It is Miller, Mark Miller.
Mark Miller. He has gained notoriety in the past for writing some other really good books.
And they've made movies out of those as
Yes,
well.
badass.
Kick Ass,
I'm sorry, kick ass.
Wanted.
Wanted.
Those are the 2 that most people would be familiar with.
The Gentleman, League of no.
No,
The
no.
British one. What's the British one?
Wanted.
No. The one where they have like the suits and shit. No, it's not League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. What is it? Eggsy. Come on,
I don't
dude.
think. Oh, Kingsman. Secret
Kingsman.
Service.
Thank you. He wrote Kingsman
Sorry.
as well.
Yeah.
So this guy's got a great writing legacy, and this is basically, it's like, so it's basically a group of superheroes that became that. It's fun because it's all kinds of things put into one, right? It's a superhero movie. It's a time period type of thing because it's in the 20s. It's expedition because they go on this expedition to find this stuff to become superheroes.
Those are my two favorite elements. Is
Yes.
The time frame is pre-World War II.
Yeah.
Right around the Depression, and they go on an expedition for treasure. They're not really sure.
They don't know what they're looking for, but when they get there, they become superheroes. And then they age about 100 years. And now, so it's like they go from the 20s until now, basically. And so they have children.
Yeah, I don't understand how all the superheroes all decided to have children.
Yeah.
At the same time, because all the kids are all the same age.
Yeah,
they all grew up together.
yeah.
It's some weird choices.
There's some weird stuff there, for sure.
So here's what I think it is. Here's what I thought it was. I put this together basically 30 seconds ago.
I would love it. Let's hear it.
After the Cold War, all the superheroes after Russia, the USSR collapsed. They all decided to have children.
That's true. That's true. That's a good backstory.
And then that's why they're all the same age. They're a couple years younger than us.
That makes sense.
Right?
That makes sense.
I like that theory. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. I have not read these books.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything but my own imagination to go on.
So a couple of thoughts. The product itself is slick, but also it's like basically a really, really good version of some of the action sequences to me are really, really good versions of like Power Rangers.
Okay, I'm gonna say it's a step up in production value and acting from any CW Arrowverse show.
Yeah, okay, there you go. That's even better. That's even better. Because it's not not to the level of like The Boys as far as production value or the quality of what you're watching. It's just that you could tell like it's
somewhere in the middle.
It's like movie makeup, but it's like campy a little bit. There's a little campiness to it.
Yeah, and I think the only thing hurting it is that no one's as familiar with these characters as they are with DC.
But you're not familiar with the characters from The Boys, but they look.
But you don't need to be, because they're not like you just get. They're all based on the bad guys are the superheroes and all of them are based on
actual superheroes.
Very specifically based on at least the tropes of those superheroes.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
These are kind of, I mean, for some reason, superhero powers are just not original anymore. Yeah, I mean, they copy off each other so much. You're not getting anybody with like super original powers.
True.
I think with
good acting performances though in this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
You got Joshua Duhamel, or how do you say his name?
Josh Duhamel.
Duhamel, Mr. Fergie.
Duhamel? Josh Duhamel?
Mr. Fergie.
Duhamel. We'll go with that.
Duhamel.
There's this gag because I said it so wrong.
I don't think he's with Fergie anymore, bro.
Oh, he's
they're
not.
No, they're not together.
Well, I think it's the acting performances are good. I think that people wanted a little bit more from the action. And I think that that's some of the pushback I guess I've seen online is that the action isn't as good as it could be.
Well, there's one really good fight scene, I think. And that's where the Dark Star fight, you know, that kicks off the whole conflict. Yeah. That was okay. But I mean, it was, if you're looking for like ninja hand-to-hand combat, there's only one ninja in the show, and that was good.
Cool. That was good.
I don't understand. I understand her power, but like if I was a ninja with superpowers, you would see me not just doing straight ninja stuff and then using my superpower. Like,
yeah,
there would be a
if you are-
combination. Like,
if you have psychic abilities and you'd figured, and you're ninja, you'd figured you'd see that coming.
right?
What happened? To
Yeah.
them, you know.
Yeah, like are you guys like following the comic books too and like news story plots? Like will we
Not on
ever
this.
see story
on
plots
this.
evolve? I
Yeah,
just feel
I
like
mean,
it's always the same thing. Like you need a prequel and how stuff came about. Like man,
A couple of things in this rang to me like, oh shit, like they were in the middle of writing this or either that or filming it, and something happened in reality and they threw a line in. I got that a couple of times. I don't know if you felt that way. There was a couple of lines, a couple of speeches that were thrown in where I'm like, okay, they're really trying to put in a little bit of what's happening in our reality into the script a little bit. So I have
Maybe
seen some of that.
Are you just asking about in general, Jorge?
Yeah.
Like general superheroes?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
well,
general
you-
superheroes.
Yeah, you can read the new Captain America stuff with Sam Wilson, the Falcon after he takes over.
Okay.
That's all good stuff, man. Like that's a
Okay,
good
cool.
book, and the show finishes like right where, like season 1 finishes, and you could pick up the book and be like, "Yep, I know what's going to happen next." If you wanted to,
Yeah, but also that in particular,
but they also
is
switch it up enough.
mirroring what's happening in our society, and it's literally about police brutality and being a black man in America, and what does that mean, especially in this fictitious world? What does that mean to be a Captain America as a black man? So they do put a little bit of what's happening in the headlines and putting it into that
Marvel's done that forever.
Yeah, Marvel has for sure.
Speaking
But
of- Go
Go ahead.
ahead, Dean. No, go ahead.
like Captain America Sam Wilson came out in 2015.
Mhm. Wow.
and you, I mean, it's the same thing. We were talking about this a little bit in the Real World,
Mhm.
the first season of the Real
Oh,
World,
yeah,
and they
yeah,
have
yeah.
the reunion, and
And
they're
how
talking
things
about the
don't change.
exact same
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Hmm.
20 years later.
Different trial, same same emotions, same feelings, same stuff.
Yep.
But the only thing that's changed is everyone was like, well, that guy was sure uppity and well spoken, but I don't necessarily think we're all racist.
Yeah.
And then now, then like, 20 years later, they're like, oh yeah, you were right. It is like that.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah. The Sam Wilson comic books talk. I mean, it speaks exactly what he's talking about in that final speech he gives on the last episode. He talks about he's just like that in the comics, and those comics started in 2015.
Wow.
Mhm, mhm.
That's so crazy.
Wow. Insane. I just wonder how like all these things evolve now that Stan Lee isn't around, like where does everything go now? Like, do they try to take it to another level? Like, do they start trying to experiment? Because I'll tell you where this is going. I looked at Fast and the Furious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and eventually I was like, these guys are going to end up in space. And I made a prognostication back in 2017, 2018. And I said, guys, watch Fast and Furious. It's going to end up in space. So what I'm also getting at is like, when will we start to see Wolverine like in space, where it's just totally 100% augmented reality DJ, which by the way, I saw something on
I think you're really going to enjoy the next Thor movie.
really.
I can't
Okay.
wait. I can't wait.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of in space shit from this point on at Marvel because you got a lot of intergalactic stuff going on.
Yeah, but then also they're also getting to a point where they're going to start rebooting stuff, and they're going to reboot the X-Men.
Yeah.
You know?
But you're not going to tell the same story again, though, are you?
You are in a
They
different
have to do a
way.
little bit.
You are in a different way.
I just hate the back, like having to tell the same story. Oh, it just seems like Spider-Man
But
always
that's-
tells the same story.
But that's the thing,
Yes.
though. That Spider-Man's
That is
been
annoying.
Spider-Man since the fucking 60s or whenever he came out. It's the same. It's the same
But
thing.
we've had 2 origin movies in like the last 20 years
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm saying like,
that
man,
are the exact
remember when
origin.
Yeah, but
I
it's
want to see like
uh,
Spider-Man versus Wolverine or like what, like, because remember there's comic books where like the Incredible Hulk fights so and so. Like,
Yeah.
let's get some of those. Let's get some beefs going.
You'll do
You know what
that.
I
I mean,
mean?
they did that a little bit in Thor Ragnarok, right? Where you got to see him and Thor go at it a little bit. They won't do a full-on movie like that, but they'll give you elements of it. So I think
Mhm.
You just had it in the Infinity War.
Okay, now I do know that I know that we did
Civil
have it in the
War,
Infinity Wars, but I'm saying like do one-offs like Wolverine versus
I think you'll see
I don't
more
know,
of that
Iron Man.
in the in DC, and I think that's one thing that, to their point, what they're trying to say is that because they're so into like a multiverse, if you will, is that's why you get, whatever, 4 different Batmans, because
Well, they have.
it's in
if you
4
watch-
different universes or whatever dimensions, however you want to say it.
52 is what it used
52.
to be. Now it's in Infinite.
Yeah.
But they had a whole
Speaking
thing.
of which, when's that new Batman coming out, by the way?
Oh, the Batman.
Is
Probably-
it the Batman?
It's the
Yeah, it's the Batman.
Who
Batman, okay.
cares?
2022.
Okay. It looks pretty dope. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
I'm fascinated. I'm intrigued.
And I watched Tenet. Finally
Oh yeah.
saw Tenet,
Yeah.
and Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne. I buy it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What's it called?
Tenet. You watched Tenet?
What's Tenet?
It's like
on
Christopher
HBO.
Nolan movie. And it's like basically it's like time. It's kind of like it's almost like I guess the continuation of the conversation he was having in Inception in a way.
Kinda.
There's
There's definitely some train video. I thought when I saw the trains, I was like, oh, this is definitely an Inception vibe. But the cool thing about that story that I heard about was, so Christopher Nolan directed the Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy, right?
Yeah.
And Robert Pattinson is shooting Tenet on his movie set, and he has to be like, I have to go ask for a day off so he can go audition for the Batman movie.
Mhm.
And he goes up to Christopher Nolan. He's like, hey, I got a medical thing that I got to take a day off for. I'm just going to fly in and fly back. I'll be gone one day. And Christopher Nolan said, you're going to go audition for the Batman movie. Like immediately. And he says, yeah. He's like, how did you know? And he goes, that's the same thing we told everybody to tell everybody when I was the director of the Batman movies. And he goes, good luck. You'll be great at it.
Nice.
Nice.
I just thought that was cool. Like he immediately, as soon as he used the exact words they told him to use with his director to get the day off, and it's still the exact same words they used for the last Batman trilogy.
I love how everything's connected, man, because like, you just talked about Christopher Nolan, his Batman, and just today, and we're talking superhero movies. So just today we saw the newest trailer released for Venom 2, which is going to be the introduction of Carnage. And if you're into Venom or Spidey at all, then you're a big fan of Carnage. And it definitely looks like it's going to live up to our hopes and dreams as far as what we'd see on screen. And Tom Hardy's such a badass. I mean, so many different characters that he gets to play. That you just freaking love, man. Such a weirdo.
He is weird. I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to do the sound?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. I just like. I'm not sold on Tom Hardy. Like I think he's a really good actor.
Yeah.
But he's not like.
He's amazing.
But
Yeah.
shouldn't he just be Bane? Like, doesn't this go against everything?
Mm-mm.
That's the thing. Like, there's so like, who else has played multiple comic characters? There's a few.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds. Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson, but he's
Ryan
been in
Reynolds.
everything.
Oh yeah, he played Green Lantern.
The guy that plays Captain America.
Yeah, Chris
He
Evans
was in.
Yeah.
Chris Evans has been in 3 different Marvel movies.
He was
Yes,
huge.
he was in
For people?
Fantastic Four.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
one was DC, The Losers. Remember he was in The Losers?
What is that?
It's a DC movie. It's a DC comic.
Oh.
You never? It's got Idris Elba, Chris Evans.
I don't think I
and,
watched that. Is that cool?
Yeah, it's good. It's like an A-Team movie.
Okay. I love this because you get the payoff. You saw at the end of last Venom, you saw Woody Harrelson at the end, and you were just like, "Ah, I wonder if we'll ever actually get to see that." Because I feel like you saw that. That's something that happens in Sony, especially.
Yeah, Sony just like, oh no, we decided to reboot the whole
Yeah, like
thing.
Paul Giamatti as the fucking Rhino, bro.
Rhino? Yeah.
And we never got it.
Nope.
What?
We just
Yeah,
saw a
Paul
glimpse of
Giamatti
it.
was.
We just
Why
saw a
didn't we
glimpse
get
of
it?
it.
I really liked the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Mhm.
I did not like Jamie Foxx Electro though.
No.
No,
They
I
killed- they
hate
killed
that.
it for
That's
me.
my worst Spider-Man movie. Is that one?
But I really like Andrew Garfield. As
I thought he was a
Spider-Man.
good Spider-Man. I think they got it right finally, though. I think, the new
Holland
one.
and-
Yeah, Tom
Andrew
Holland.
Garfield is the last. Who was the last one to do Spider-Man?
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland.
I like Tom Holland. Andrew Garfield was the one after Toby.
That'd be fucking horrible.
What's his
Toby Keith.
name? Toby
Maguire,
Maguire. Yeah.
who's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yes.
You
that
think
was
don't
Tobey
like it.
Maguire was
terrible.
horrible?
I didn't like it.
Yes.
I liked it when it first came out, but in comparison, now that we've had others do
It's
it,
like
I'm
you,
like,
you
yeah,
go
it's
back
the
and you
worst.
see like when people like share memes and like old footage, and you're just like, you just laugh, bro. Like
But Sam Raimi's directing the new one.
he's
You know that,
directing
right?
the whatever. What's it called?
Far From Home.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that goes. Because they're so cheesy, bro.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's got his
He's all about camp. He's all about camp. I get it.
You know, Hercules, Xena Warrior Princess. He's all. I mean, those are his shows, man.
Yeah, I know.
You can watch those fight scenes, and then you go watch Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, and you're like, oh yeah, this is the same thing.
I like The Quick and the Dead, though. That's as far as Sam Raimi movie. That's like my favorite. It's so good.
He's done good stuff since Spider-Man, though.
That's with Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
That's
And
right. And Charlize
Sharon
Theron.
Stone. That's not Charlize. Is it Charlize Theron? I thought it was Sharon Stone.
Oh, I think you're right. Sharon Stone, actually.
And Darkman.
Darkman. Yeah, that's pretty
Those were good. That was good stuff, man. He did all the Spartacus stuff, though. Remember those shows?
Mm-hmm. That was him?
Yeah.
I am Spartacus. No,
feel
I am Spartacus.
He definitely changed the landscape. He brought sex to television. That's for sure.
Yeah, when Xena Warrior Princess was getting
Yeah.
fucked. Oh
No,
boy,
no,
let me
no,
tell
I'm
you
talking
something.
about Spartacus, bro. Like Spartacus has
Whoa.
really opened it up. It's like,
Yeah,
whoa.
she's on that, though.
Yeah,
Lucy Lawless is
Oh,
in
okay,
that show.
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, she was getting boned up in that show.
Yeah, she really was.
Jesus.
She really, really was. And then after that, everything was just kind of like everything goes.
Oh. Let me take it back. He's not doing the Spider-Man. He's doing Doctor
Thank
Strange,
God.
which I can definitely get behind. Some
Sure, that makes
Some of
sense.
that.
It's a little weird, it's like manipulating time and all kinds of stuff.
But did you like
Sometimes that
Oz the
stuff
Great
gets a
and
little
Powerful?
hard to.
What's that now?
Oz the Great and
Oh
Powerful.
no.
That was
Did you guys
kinda
like
weird.
with James Franco?
I never watched it.
Speaking of James Franco, did you guys hear that Seth Rogen ain't talking to him anymore?
Oh, he's talking to him. He just said he's not going to work with him. I'm sure they're
Oh,
still
well,
friends.
You think?
Yeah,
No,
that's
man,
a
whenever you-
business. That's a straight business decision, man. Like, like he's got too much going on. He can't.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? That doesn't mean like you just totally cut those people out of your life. That just means you're not going to publicly work with them. That's all that means.
Which is really the only person that hurts is James Franco.
Yeah. But I'm sure Franco understands.
Yeah, Franco's
It's
not
just
phased.
business. It's just business.
I mean, he might be, but it's like Seth Rogen is running like
A huge weed company.
a
now.
production company. He's executive producer of like 4 or 5 different shows.
Yeah. The pictures came out. He's in. There's a Hulu. I guess movie. Like we love those. What do we call them? Based on reality
True story.
biopics.
Based
What
on
do
a
you
true-
call them? What do you call them?
Biopic or
Biopics, and it's Tommy and Pamela, and he's in it, and Sebastian Stan is playing Tommy Lee, and some of the pictures came out today or yesterday, and
when is that gonna be on Hulu? What's it called? Pam and Tommy, right?
Pam and Tommy or something like that, and it looks amazing, and Seth
Mini
Rogen's in it,
series.
and he's got this mullet, and he looks amazing as well. It looks really good. But yeah, I think that's just like something that happens, man. Like it's a business decision. You got to do those types of things. You just got to protect yourself.
Yeah, you guys want to see a picture?
Yeah, please go.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Here's Sebastian Stan and Lily James as playing Pamela Anderson.
But he also, apologized for making jokes about those accusations. There you go.
Sebastian Stan is unrecognizable in that picture.
He looks like Tommy Lee. This is
Yeah.
so interesting to me because this is now the second person to play Tommy Lee on screen in a couple years. I know, Jorge, you're a big fan of the Motley Crue flick. We saw Machine Gun Kelly play him, and now we get to see Sebastian Stan play him. But I think
I watched about 30 seconds of The Dirt. And turned that off. I was not interested.
I think the role that we all want to see Sebastian Stan play is Mark fucking Hamill as young Skywalker.
It's kind of eerie. It's eerie. Their facial similarities are
What happened to Jorge?
eerie.
We lost him. He'll probably come back.
So
Yeah,
Andrew Dice Clay, Seth Rogen, Nick Offerman, Taylor Schilling, Spencer Grenese, and I don't know who those people are.
who's playing Pamela?
Lily James, and I am going to have to IMDb her.
Yes.
Do you recognize that name?
I do recognize the name. I'm just trying to think of what she's been in.
Let's see. She was an actress that played. He was in The Dig, which was a very good Netflix movie that I watched. Let's see, something else we wouldn't recognize her from. Baby Driver. She was Deborah.
Oh, okay. The Waitress.
I think so. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. She was in that. And of course, she was in Downton Abbey. She's Lady Rose McClare. There
You go.
That's
Isn't
definitely
that
she's close.
Cinderella? Was she in Cinderella?
Yeah,
too?
she played Cinderella in the live action Cinderella.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, I know who she is. Yeah. Oh, okay, wow.
Well, yeah. That looks awesome. So,
Wow.
Another docu-series that I got into was The Sons of Sam's. It was very, very creepy. It is a Netflix. Netflix always has the best.
What the fuck's
Like-
up with those glasses?
I want to talk a little bit about some weird stuff. So I like to look through these glasses. It's like looking into the Spider-Verse.
Wow.
When he starts
You're
talking
freaking
about
me out, man.
So
There's-
see, that's the thing. Here, there's only one Son of Sam. It's David Berkowitz. Here, there's multiple Sons of Sams. Not just one. Just one shooter. Not just one shooter. It's a whole cult of followers.
You're echoing, and it's wonderful.
Yes, that's what happens when you go into the Spider-Verse. But I
so
love
it's
this.
just it's a documentary about this theory, right?
Yes, it is a
about this
documentary about
theory.
the author. It's if you've seen it's a Zodiac, but have you seen the movie Zodiac? Have you seen that?
Yeah,
It's
the movie.
yes, the movie. Basically, it's that in real life. It's a person who gets so wrapped up, and we've seen this again. We talked about this with Patton Oswalt's late wife. Whether you're a writer, whether you're a journalist, whether you're a detective, if you get involved in these types of cases, it can take a hold of you and control your life. And that's exactly what happened to this journalist who was trying to.
What happened to Patton Oswalt's life?
She was trying to unmask or try to figure out who the Golden State Killer was, and through that, she lost her life, and that was through exhaustion. That was through, working to the point where she needed to take pills to go to sleep, and then needed to take pills to wake up, and then one thing led to another, and she lost her life. And this is something that can happen in these types of cases. It can control your life, and you can become obsessed with it. And this particular writer got obsessed with David Berkowitz in this case because he believed that there was not just one shooter, that there was multiple shooters, and this was a bigger story than just one guy. And even that story is insane enough because it's a guy who said that he was following orders from his neighbor's dog to commit these crimes, right? Like that's a wild ass story. But the seemingly reality of the situation is that there was a group of these people that believed these types of things and worked together to commit all these crimes and shoot a bunch of people in New York and kind of take over and terrorize the whole city. And another aspect of the film that I thought was very interesting, because like it's basically the same time frame as the Joker, right? That just came out a couple years ago. Just New York at the time was not in a good spot, and it was crime riddled, and it was dilapidated, and it was overrun, and it was not in a good spot.
Did you mean to say dilapidated?
No.
Oh, and did you mean to say crime ridden?
Dilapidated.
And so
Crime ridden and dilapidated.
Yes. And so
Dilapidated.
it's just like you live there now, Jorge, like what New York looks like now. And in your mind's eye, I know, but in your mind's eye, can you imagine what it must have been like in the late 70s, early 80s? Like,
oh man,
like what we see on
imagine.
film now is just, it's like nowhere near what it's like now. Like now it's like super glossy. It's like Times Square. I know there was a shooting in Times Square. I know there was.
Yeah, dude.
Go ahead.
And there's this thing called Citizen app that I have, and it alerts you whenever anything happens, and you can go live on it. It hasn't really made its way to like Dallas yet, but like here in New York, it's called the Citizen app. And whenever something happens, people turn it on and you can see real time what's happening in your area at that crime scene. But
is this to help in like active shooter situations?
Yeah. And it really helps that, like, let's say somebody's kid is missing. Yeah. They put out an APB and everybody finds the kid really fast. It's better than any Amber Alert.
Wow.
So I recommend you guys getting the Citizen app. I don't know if it's making its way to Dallas, but it's it's really helpful,
That's interesting.
What's the neighborhood app?
It's like that too. Neighborhood app.
Okay, so that one is just for Karens to complain about non-emergency
about people
police calls.
Swimming at pools and having barbecues.
Jorge, are there neighborhoods out there that you know not to go into at a certain point in time?
They're called boroughs, bro.
Yeah. Like you don't go to Brooklyn, you don't go to Queens, and Manhattan is pretty much it. Staten Island, nobody really goes to, but the Bronx and Brooklyn, those are kind of rough areas.
Like all times, or just
no, I'm sorry, not Brooklyn, the Bronx. I mean, right now, because the city is shut down, crime is happening everywhere. It doesn't matter where you're at. It's just happening everywhere.
Wow.
I thought they were going to open up the city.
Yeah, they are opening up on May 17th. Oh no, May 17th. They'll be opening it up.
Very interesting. Very interesting stuff.
Did we just lose Dean?
No, he's here. Just like you, he's not on camera. So when you're not on camera, I don't allow you on the screen. There you go. There you are. And there's Dean. See how that works? Hey, everybody. It's all good. It's all good. It gives you time.
Can I scare you for a second?
So,
if you need to take a break, you can get off screen and go do what you need to do.
So if I'm off screen, like, am I just some voice out of nowhere when I start talking?
Yeah, all the time.
That's awesome.
No, it's not. Well, you know what? It's like it's either we get your voice or we see you eat. So it's like you got to choose one or the other. One or the other. It's like I know that this time that we do the show is like your dinner time, so I get it. You can't change your schedule. I understand.
There's not been one show I haven't eaten during.
That's true. I have noticed that as well.
Amen. Yes, amen.
Maybe it's a ginger thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
So yeah, man. When I watched that
Oh.
show, I was thinking about the Joker because that was going on at the time of the Joker, and then like obviously the Spike Lee movie, Son of Sam. You see a little bit of that as well, but like that's when the blackouts were going on. So New York was in a tough spot.
I always think about The Wiz or Warriors.
Warriors, yes, the Warriors. Hell yeah.
Oh, you know what I did watch?
What'd you watch?
I finally watched the I Am Dolomite with Eddie Murphy.
Oh, so good.
Dude,
How good was
Yeah.
that?
that was really good.
Fucking so good, dude. Like,
I loved it.
how did you not win a Golden Globe for that? Like, what
I
the
went
fuck?
on it. I was like, oh, here's what happened is that
Dolomite the movie,
Yeah.
I Am
the
Dolomite,
new one.
the biopic.
Mhm. Yes, the
And-
biopic.
And it was about, how he took a dilapidated hotel and turned it into a movie studio.
Yes.
Dilapidated.
He did all that and he turned it into a
Anyway,
movie,
dude, okay, so I just got on like a so for my birthday, I watched Beverly Hills Cop, the
Nice.
original.
Hell yeah.
And just like renewed, like I need to go watch all the Eddie Murphy stuff that I can.
48 hours yet?
No, haven't done that one yet. But but my next one was like, well, here's one I haven't seen that came out like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I heard all these good things about it, and I was like, I don't know why I haven't watched this. And so I watched it. It was good.
Yeah, it makes
Really
me want to
good.
watch the original Dolomite, the actual Dolomite. Because
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then I got thinking about it, and I was like, I already watched enough.
Way down in the jungle deep.
that's right. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. That's a good movie. I really
Yes.
liked it.
Well-
I didn't and I really like biopics where I don't know anything about how that came to be.
Well,
Those are
I'll
like
tell you
interesting.
that
That's
movie.
why I've never watched The Passion of the Christ, because I know how it ended. And
I'll tell you what,
haven't
that
seen that one.
movie is what got Arsenio Hall. They rewrote the script for Coming to America because of that fucking movie.
they did.
Yes, because of Wesley Snipes, what he
Was
did.
so good. Yes.
Yes, what he did in
Wesley Snipes was
Dolomite.
awesome in Dolomite.
What he did in Dolomite, he's like, holy shit, I got to rewrite the script for Coming to America too. He's got to be a big part of it because he just was
Yeah,
blown
and he
away.
is one of the best parts of Coming to America too, and of Dolomite.
Was he though?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
He was the only thing that wasn't a new old joke, like
Yeah.
rehashed. He was the fresh comedy to that, and to the guy that introed him was also amazing.
Yes, yes.
Oof.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Did you like Dolomite? Did you get to see that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that one was a
And
great
that's what made
movie.
me rewatch Blade. I rewatched Blade too. Oh man,
Where
Dude,
where
Wesley
can I catch
Snipes.
Dolomite? Where's it?
It's
Is
a
it on
Netflix.
Netflix?
Netflix.
Well, shoot, if you're gonna do that, then I might as well watch Demolition Man.
Hell yes.
oh dude, he is so good, man.
They're finally, I think, supposed to either start leaking or doing a trailer for the next Blade, which I'm fucking super stoked on. Mahershala Ali is a badass, and so I can't wait to see any of
It's
that.
not coming out for like 2 more years. Dude.
Yeah, I know.
I watched the Michael B. Jordan movie, the new one.
Oh yeah, well,
On
tell
Amazon?
me about it, please. That's brand new.
Yeah, what was it? Without Prejudice. I forget
Yeah,
the
Without
name.
Prejudice.
Without Prejudice. Yeah, it's an origin story, and I forget his name now, but of a
Tom
dude.
Clancy.
Well, yeah, it's an origin story of one of his guys, and basically telling you how he became who he was. And it's I don't know if you want me to spoil it.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
do
But
it.
so basically, it's this guy who is a Navy SEAL, and he does this one last mission, and it ends up being kind of foobarred, but they get out, and he ends up leaving the Navy. And months later, the people that he did the mission on take revenge on him and all the other agents and Navy SEALs that were on the mission. They're killing them and killing their families. And so they basically kill his fiance and their unborn baby. So he just mounts this revenge plot that could, I mean, so it ends up he gets killed, and let me come out of the shadows, and he gets killed at the end, and he becomes a shadow guy. Like he gets revenge on all the people that did the bad things to his family and the other family, and then he becomes a ghost asset for for the CIA or whoever.
Yeah.
But it's the origin story of that.
Interesting. So he becomes like
So
an auditor.
The name of the movie is Without
Yes.
Remorse. I looked it up. Without Remorse, right?
Yeah, Without Remorse. Yes, there
And
you go.
it's a Tom Clancy novel, and it's like another series of. It's like one of his.
Like
I-
yeah.
You know the
What-
guy.
Yeah,
Wait.
what's his fuck? John Krasinski's the last person to play that role.
Yeah. So this is another one of his characters in that universe, kind of thing.
Awesome. Good stuff, guys. There's a lot of great content. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll come back and we're gonna talk sports.
That was good.
Nice.
Yes, good job.
Why
guys.
aren't we hungry for barbecue anymore?
We can be hungry for barbecue?
Oh gosh, that sounds delicious. Hey.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 13 of Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm your host, Randy Salinas, joined by always my brother, Junior Salinas, and of course, the mad scientist behind the scenes, Chris Bustos. We got a good, fun, jam-packed episode in for you, and we got a special guest coming on and talk about his products that he's got. So without further ado, let's get this thing started.
Let's do it. Junior here, of course. Last episode we went over, of course, our shout outs to our small businesses and our small businesses, everyone that's kind of got our sauce in there. We went over our Terrell, the cook-off out there. We talked about some barbecue restaurants through there, and of course we had the NFL talk with the draft being right there. But I don't want to waste any time. We've got a jam-packed episode today. Let's jump right into it, Randy, and let's.
All right, we're back, everybody, and Jorge is going to take us on a magical journey. He said he's calling it the greatest boxing match of all time. I will tell you that opinions differ from the other two gentlemen that are on the show with us.
Okay, well, let me just tell you what nobody else has been able to accomplish, even Mayweather.
It was a record-breaking fight.
73,000 to be exact at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, when you had Saul Cannello Alvarez going up against Billy Joe Saunders, who was undefeated with the 30-0 record. It was a unification bout. So here's the deal. It was Billy Joe Saunders from the UK was talking a lot of mad noise to Saul, and also in particular Mexican reporters that were on board with Saul. He even told one reporter as he comes up to him, "Oh, your breath smell like shit. Your breath smell like shit." And just being very disrespectful. The gypsy mentality is to get in the heads and stuff. And that's what Tyson Fury did to Deontay Wilder. But it was really pissing off Saul Cannello Alvarez, which shout out to
What was
his
the controversy about the size of the ring?
Yeah, so at the very last minute, Billy Joe Saunders wanted from a 20-foot ring to a 24-foot ring, which is darn near huge. But they made it to a 22-foot ring so Billy Joe Saunders could escape, Cannello whenever he wanted to, which he didn't really do that in the fight. He didn't really use the distance to his advantage. I mean, he buckled. So Cannello takes on the bout with a larger ring, and they're talking a lot of noise and stuff. And I really thought there was going to be more fireworks at the weigh-in, which Canelo Alvarez shows up in Dolce and Gabbana, like this bluish, tealish, awesome PJs, and then he uses the same like kind of style as his jumpsuit. I'm trying to find this Dolce and Gabbana jumpsuit.
That was something that we were kind of commenting on as we were watching the fight. We're like, if you're there at Texas State or whatever, Jerry World in Arlington, and you're in the very far back, dude, like you have to just watch the jumbo screen. You couldn't watch that ring. There was so much blue in that ring, like it would, you wouldn't be able to follow anything. Both of the fighters were wearing blue. So both of them had elements of blue in their gloves. The referee was wearing blue. It was just so much blue, man. It was awesome.
No, it was incredible. You had the entrance
the
for
pageantry.
Canelo.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. And let me tell you something. Canelo broke away from Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy in order to. Do you think that Oscar De La Hoya could have ever pulled anything off like what you saw at 18?
He tried, but he never, not to that level.
Yeah, because he wanted to be all about himself, man. Like he can't get out of the limelight. That's why he's coming back to boxing, dude. The dude's jealous. The dude is jealous. Anyhow, so the pageantry of it all, with it being Cinco de Mayo weekend, so Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders go at it, and you know the scoring.
I was going to ask you about that. I wanted to know your scorecard.
Yeah, so my scorecard, I had it 78-74 Canelo. I did not give the first round to Billy Joe Saunders. I don't know what the hell.
Everybody else did.
You know why? Because they were confusing jabs with power punches. So would you take 2 jabs in the face or 1 big body blow from Canelo? Like, and on top of that, which one do you think hurts more, the jabs?
I will tell you this: for us, not being super educated boxing fans or whatever, it was hard to follow. We saw we were waiting to the 6th round to see scorecards because we didn't know, man. It was so hard to tell who was winning that fight, dude. To be 100% honest with you guys, what do you think about that, Dean, Troy? Who did you guys have winning in the first 6?
I had it tied.
Oh my gosh. Okay, listen. The only round
tied, and I'll tell you this. Also, this is the last. It was a record-setting attendance.
Yeah.
So it's the most people that I've ever been bored for 28 minutes. Oh god. Because the only thing that was worth a shit was the 8th round when Canelo started to hype up the crowd. That was awesome. The 8th round was awesome.
Yeah.
But the first 28 minutes of that fight, blue balls.
Oh
I'm
man.
an MMA guy, and I'm not a boxing guy.
But that guy was an idiot. The guy that Canelo fought was stupid. He changed his stance halfway through. Lennox Lewis nailed this with the tweet. He said that guy changed his stance and took into the worst possible.
He started crouching.
Crouching.
And then getting just demolished by those uppercuts, man.
Yeah. He thought he was doing extra defense. He kept on getting the body blows, man. You gotta understand. It doesn't matter if you are blocking.
Yeah,
those
we
things
saw the body
hurt.
blows for sure.
Yeah, I was commenting on that to Chris and Troy during the fight. It's like, watch, every time Canelo hits him in the stomach, he throws a weak ass jab and then backs off. Like that's his only response. And then Canelo started reading him. You could see it on his face. Canelo just watching him every time he got low. Cannello watched it for like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And then finally put it together in the 8th round and nailed the crap out of that guy.
Brutal. That first uppercut was brutal. I don't think it's the one that broke his face. Obviously, it was the last one that did it. But that first uppercut, man, was so fucking brutal. They showed it on the replay in between rounds. It was nasty.
Yeah. I think Cannelo was awesome in the fight because he figured out. I mean, I kind of figured he was going to. The dude telegraphed.
But I will say that, you know, for what it's worth, like, I don't think that I wouldn't call it an even fight, like Dean was saying, but I think Billy definitely got a couple rounds in. There was at least a couple of rounds where he got the better of Cannelo. He really did.
I had 5 and 6. I had 5 and 6 going to Billy Joe Saunders.
Agreed with that.
But that other than that, that was it. You know, in the 5th round, he had double jabs going into Cannelo. But all this to say, yes, in the 8th round, Cannelo gave him a uppercut to his right eye, which ended up breaking his orbital.
Yes, we have actually a picture of that.
Yeah, broke it in 4 different places.
It's
and
nasty,
this is karma.
It is nasty. It's probably one of the worst orbital bone breaks I've ever seen.
Yeah, and Billy Joe Saunders gave Daniel Dubois grief whenever the same thing happened to him whenever he was fighting Joe Joyce last year. And, Daniel Dubois, his orbital broke and he took a knee and he got counted out. And Billy Joe Saunders was saying, that would never happen to me. I'd have to have both eye sockets. Yeah, he didn't come out. And he's saying that it was his trainer that said he couldn't go on. But in all reality, the dude was limping back. The guy was limping back.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You can see there's a 3D rendering of the X-ray. The whole bottom part of his skull underneath his eye is like hanging off. You can see the uppercut. Just dude.
Now they're saying that may not be him because the teeth aren't the same, but I don't know. Regardless, the guy.
I think it's just to show you what bone is broken.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that missing tooth is what that is, but well, regardless, his face is shattered, and it's karma because this is going to end his career. And let me tell you something.
So?
He had just signed a huge deal with Matchroom Boxing and Eddie Hearn. He was supposed to face the likes of Triple G, Demetrius Andrade. Like he was about to fast track it after this fight, regardless if he won or not. And now it's all over. No, he's not coming back. You don't come back from this.
Yeah. I don't know. In MMA, this
is
not
emergency surgery, right?
This is
he's still in Dallas.
This is not an uncommon injury in MMA. People break their orbital bones all the time in MMA, and they come back.
Have you seen it like this though?
Like I said, it is the worst I've ever seen.
That's like that is the worst I've ever seen. I don't know if anybody comes back from that.
I will say this. I will say this.
He's blind in that eye.
Michael Bisping beat one of the best fighters to ever fight in the world with one eye. So you can say what you will.
Mm-hmm.
According to Michael Bisping.
Yeah.
Yes. We all know he has a glass eye. He took it out. He showed everybody.
Yeah. And
I know, but I'm saying, according to Michael Bisping,
that happened before he fought Spider.
Right. They're all, yeah. Uh-huh.
And then after the fight, Demetrius Andrade and his father got into Canelo's press conference and really spoiled the moment. At first,
that's boxing, though, right? That's just matchmaking. That's just part of it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it was Canelo's moment, man. Like he tried to Clubber Lang him, and Andrade was nice about it, and you got to see Canelo's new English. Canelo's trying to cross over, man. This dude's really trying to do it, man. He's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you got to start with
you're horrible.
The language. You got to start with the language, right? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you up right here.
You don't fight anybody, man. You fight horrible. It was dope, man. And everybody clowned on Andrade like he looks stupid. He looks stupid.
There you go.
Oof.
He actually issued a fight challenge to Jake Paul. And he's willing to fight him with one eye.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So congrats to Saul Canelo Alvarez sealing his legacy. Now, speaking of Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather, if you guys saw the video, they had a press con. I don't know what the heck it was. I guess just an announcement. And Jake Paul got your hat and immediately started tattooing it and made it a thing. Yeah. And I'm sorry, that just made Floyd look so like it. I can't even tell you how to just describe it. It's like you look like a child. You know what it looked like? You look like Cat Williams fighting a third grader.
We talk about.
Me of?
Go ahead.
David Copperfield made the Statue of Liberty disappear on TV. Mm-hmm. That's how staged that shit was. The whole thing looked fake.
But I will say this, man. Like, I guess one of the comments I heard about this whole situation came from a professional wrestler, and he said that that's what the business is of entertainment is getting heat. If those two boys have more heat on them than anyone in the entire world, and that's why they're getting these types of fights, and that's why they're making the money that they're making, is because they can do stuff like that, like genius stuff. Like before he even did that, he fucking untied his shoe while he was on stage. I don't know if you saw this. Mayweather's got the mic and he's trying to talk shit, and Jake goes over there and unties his shoe while he's on the mic. I mean, it's just fucking stupid shit. It's genius though. It really is. It's hilarious. He like you said, got the tattoo at the airport before he left. Already had merch made, got your hat already selling before he left on a plane. So yeah, he got himself banned from the fight, but he's definitely helping them make some money for sure.
Wait a minute, banned from the fight? What do you mean?
Yeah, he's not allowed to go to the fight.
He's not allowed to go to the fight anymore because of that. Jake Paul.
Which is completely worth it. That's a worthy business investment.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on, wait. Who? Jake Paul's not going to the, so his brother Logan's gonna be fighting? Wait.
Logan's the one fighting. Logan's the one that's fighting Mayweather.
Okay, so wait a minute. Jake
Paul showed up
cashed in.
and then cashed in on it by creating all this publicity by untying his shoe, taking his hat. That was all Jake.
Because I got them confused.
That was all Jake.
They look the same.
They
They're
do.
brothers.
One's a lot smaller than the other, though.
Yeah.
Logan's huge.
Yeah, Logan Paul's a big boy.
Yeah.
Well, that fight's gonna. So he can't go to the fight. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he's banned from the fight. I'm sure he'll show up anyway.
Well, the pageantry of it all. Listen.
Catch it all on YouTube.
Mayweather's gonna have to go back to the drawing board because he's gonna see that there were 73,000 people, and he's saying that there's gonna be 30,000 folks that show up to Miami to watch this fight. I don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, you said that's a lot, dude. But I'll tell you what, over 100,000 people showed up to WrestleMania. So,
yeah, but I mean, listen.
We're talking about fake fighting. We're talking about fake fighting or boxing.
Are you really interested in seeing Ocho Cinco fight? And then, but listen, I'll tell you what. If Snoop Dogg is going to be there, and they're starting to make, if Snoop Dogg is going to be one of the guys commentating on it, then you know what, I might tune in.
Buy the fight. Would you buy the fight?
I'm not going to buy it. No, I'm gonna figure out.
I just watch it all. I just watch most of it the next day, just the highlights.
Yeah, we watched. We were doing what you were talking about, like just watching it on Facebook. People putting it out there.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's the thing. You don't watch the fight because be like you're an enthusiast. You love the sport. You just watch it for the spectacle, and that's what that is. The spectacle of it all.
I watched all 8 or 9 fights that were on. I watched every single boxing match and I scored them all. Yes, because I'm that hype on boxing.
And before that,
and this week, you have Brandon, my boy Brandon Figueroa, the Heartbreaker from Weslaco, Texas. He's going to be fighting Luis Neri for the bantamweight title. They're going to be putting both their belts on the line. That's 122 pounds, if you don't know. And good luck to Brandon Figueroa. It's just tough, man, because the dude's name is the Heartbreaker. And so I can't really wear one of his shirts because it's Brandon Figueroa, the Heartbreaker. Now it would look like a groupie or something. But the dude has my 100% backing. Kick some ass, Brandon. Show him how the Valley does it.
Hell yes.
And then, man, dude, much. There's just so much great boxing. And then, on the 29th, you got Devin Haney versus Jorge Linares.
Well, we saw homeboy from Dallas. Yeah.
Errol Spence. Yeah.
Errol Spence. He was in the stands. When's his next fight?
I don't know when his next fight is, but there is rumors that they're trying to make Errol Spence Cannello happen.
Let's do it. That's what I want. That's what I want.
So here's what's going to happen. You'll eventually get to Andrade, but first Cannelo's got to take on Caleb Plant. And then he'll do the Charlos and Andrade. Problem is, man, Charlo and Andrade, they ain't fighting nobody, man. They are fighting absolutely nobody. Like Andrade took forever he had to go 12 rounds with Liam Williams. Like those are cats that Cannello puts in coffins. So there you go.
Well, there you go. That's boxing in a nutshell, guys. Let's get into a little NBA. It is coming down to the wire. And your hometown Mavericks, man, won their division for the first time in I don't know how long, man. You got the Mavs in 5th place. They've won 40 games. Pretty special stuff, man. I'm really excited about it. It's looking like the Lakers are going to be facing the Warriors or the Trailblazers in the play-in matchup. That it's just going to be fun, man. I love the wrinkles that we've seen from the NBA. Obviously, when it came last year, we had bubble basketball, which is great. this year we get the play-in tournament to get into those final spots of the playoffs. And then, one thing you've seen the evolution of Luka. Luka's always been special and he's always been a badass, but you're starting to see a toughness from him and a chip on his shoulder, maybe a little much because he's getting himself kicked out of a few games here lately. But you're not really hearing the chatter like we were hearing as like we need to get an enforcer in here to protect Luka. Luka's able to protect himself a little bit more. And I was just going to ask you guys about what do you feel about that? What do you feel about that, Dino?
Disagree with that statement. We still need an enforcer because the technicals are all from him whining about fouls.
Or punching people in the nutsack.
Yeah, whatever. But they're all the majority of those are fouls from him whining about not getting stuff called. And I mean, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, coming from a soccer fan, that's what he just said.
Yeah, just like Wadi Divac, man. It's different sports. I'm not saying he's flopping. I'm just saying you don't get the foul, just shut your mouth and shoot it for 3 the next time. You shut him up that way. He's going to get suspended. He's going to get suspended for a game.
Well, yeah. Oh, it's inevitable.
Well, he's got to get one more. I think basically he's got to get another tech.
One more technical, and then he's
should he just get another technical now and get over it?
I thought he was because like I said, he got kicked out of a game for hitting somebody in the nuts.
Now, does that extend into the playoffs? Like, if he gets one more technical into the playoffs, he has to miss the next game, or does it start over?
I don't think so. I think playoffs is a reset on the technicals.
Okay, good. Well, I'm a casual.
But you get less technicals in the playoffs, I think, to get suspended. Like it may the count may restart, but the suspension is much shorter.
Good to know.
And you don't want to mess around and miss a quarter of a game, even in the playoffs.
Yeah,
especially Luka.
God, especially not Luka. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but I like where we're at. You look at the standings in the West. You have the Jazz at number 1, the Suns at number 2, the Clippers at number 3, Nuggets number 4, and we're at 5. I wouldn't say those are prolific teams over there in the top 4. So, yeah, man, I like our chances.
So, can we beat the Lakers?
See, that's what I'm saying. The Lakers are in 7th. They're having to play a play-in game. Can they make it?
Yes, we can beat the Lakers.
Well, what were the Lakers? Were the Lakers ranked number 1 all last year?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. But they've had to battle some injuries this year. Right now, they're in 7th place. They're gonna have to play either the Warriors or the Blazers in a play-in tournament type of game situation.
Mm-hmm. And who's number 1? You said again?
The Jazz are number 1.
What?
No,
wow.
Yeah, Jazz just took over. They just passed the Suns last night, I think.
Wow, Karl Malone's really bringing them back.
It's been a long time since I watched basketball.
Yeah.
But the Suns are interesting because they played the best. They played the best towards the end of the bubble season last year, but they didn't get enough done to get into the actual tournament. So
they got Chris Paul, and now they're really making some headway.
Wow,
Chris Paul's amazing. That's all there is to it. Every time he plays for a team, they're way better than they were. He still made them better.
Didn't
they like some? Can you imagine Oklahoma without him last year?
Well, right now, if you look at him, they're the 14th team in the league. So.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't there some NBA player that just recently cracked the top 10 of scoring or something, like Paul, last name Paul?
Chris Paul?
Was it Chris Paul?
I mean, yeah.
I saw something in the NBA that like somebody hit a milestone.
Oh, Carmelo Anthony.
That's the one. Yeah, Carmelo Anthony. What do you do?
He just got in the top 10 all-time scoring.
Oh, good for him.
Yep. Luka got his 5,000th point as well. Pretty cool stuff.
He's the 4th fastest person to get to 5,000.
Yes, sir. And then, if you look at the Rangers, man, they're starting to turn things around over there as well.
Are they?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't get those games anymore, so it's hard for me to keep up on that.
Yeah,
the Mets got in a fight about a raccoon and a rat.
Yeah, did you
Debate.
see that?
Oh yeah. Do you believe that?
No.
No.
They got in a fight over what?
So the two players actually got a fight in the dugout, like in the tunnel. And then to cover it up, they said that they were trying to they saw a rat and they were trying to figure out if it was a rat or a raccoon.
And that they got into an argument about that.
But the AL West is pretty tight. The Rangers are 500, so they're basically tied for second or third.
What? It's that bad?
Yeah, I mean it's a long season, bro. Like like the top teams are, the Athletics are 21-15, so they're
They're 0.583.
Yeah.
Okay.
Astros 0.529. Mariners 5.4. Rangers right below that 500. Everyone else is below 500.
Man, I'm so bummed I didn't get to go to that Houston Yankees game where they were talking all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going next Tuesday, to the Rangers Yankee game here in Dallas.
Yes.
God willing.
Hell yes. And so any updates to some of those?
What time is that game, Troy?
7:05.
You're still gonna need sunscreen. Wait, no, wait. They got a roof now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably close it right for that.
Indoor.
Mm-hmm.
I just know some of the worst sunburns I've ever had are at Rangers afternoon games in like March or April.
Some players are emerging as stars. We asked Troy a while back because he's our Texas Rangers correspondent, how some of these players are doing, and some of these new guys in particular. And he said Joey Gallo. So it's been a couple weeks now. Do you have any names that you could throw out there for some of us who aren't?
Yeah, you got Garcia, who is knocking it out of the park like a motherfucker.
Aldis.
Okay, hold on. Say, whoa. First, last name, position.
Adolis Garcia is a right fielder. He not only is he playing very well from, like he's saying, from the batter's box, hitting home runs, getting RBIs. He leads the league in RBIs, I think. He also has a cannon for an arm.
Yes, just like Joey. You got Connor Falefa and then Nate Lowe. Just a lot of good stuff coming.
Who's the catcher?
Dane Dunning. The catcher, one of their main ones is Jose Trevino.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam Huff's the other one.
And how's our starting pitching? I mean, how's our pitching rotation?
They're doing much better, much
better than we thought they were doing.
We
Their
have
bullpen's kind of shit.
We have two new Japanese pitchers, Yang Haedon-yong. He had his first outing and he had like 8 or 9 strikeouts. And then the big name that we got in the offseason was
Yang Hyun-jung is Korean.
I apologize. The Japanese player we got is the other pitcher, Kohei Arihara, and he is doing really well and living up to what we thought he would get with him. And then we got a guy yesterday who had 10 strikeouts. So
what? Wow.
Yeah. So we're seeing some headway there, and they're doing a really cool thing where
Dane Dunning is another pitcher.
Yeah, Dane Dunning is the one who got 10 strikeouts yesterday. And they're doing this like cool thing, kind of like the Mavs are, where the Mavs player who gets the defensive MVP of the game gets
the belt.
They get the belt. And so what the Rangers are doing is the player of the game, the MVP voted on by the last player to win it. Mm-hmm. They have this like cowboy hat that's spray painted like a Texas flag. And so they're whoever won it the game before gets to give it to another guy. And so it's like a rally kind of a thing. So we're seeing some cool shit out of these guys, and I hope that they continue to build on it.
And who's the manager?
Chris
Woodward.
Yeah.
Chris Woodward.
Wow.
And where did he come from?
He's an old player.
Oh yeah, where from, Troy?
I don't know where he played the last.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give
second baseman.
I will give you a hint. He was on the legendary show Degrassi.
Oh, I know this.
What?
He was on the legendary show called Degrassi. Where's Degrassi from? Where's that filmed at?
I don't
He
fucking
doesn't know.
know.
Canada. He played for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Thank you, Dean.
Oh, okay. You talking about Degrassi where
Drake.
Drake came from?
Yes.
Yes.
No, the other Degrassi. The next gen.
Canada. So the Blue Jays.
That's
there you
right.
go. He came from the Blue Jays.
Or the Expos,
Or the Expos.
Or the
depending on how old he is.
Montreal. Yeah, so there you go. That's your sports for the week.
Does anyone else think it's weird that there was ever a baseball team in Montreal?
I don't know, man. I've always wanted to visit Montreal. I'm a bit of a foodie, and a lot of the food like documentary shows that I love to watch always have a great time in Montreal. It looks like a blast.
We should go to Montreal.
Listen, I see those foodie
You
shows
need to go.
too.
You need to go. You're in fucking New York. It's a short trip to maybe not to Montreal, but it's a short trip to Canada.
Yeah. We'll hit up Canada here in a little bit. We're actually
You guys should get married on Niagara Falls.
Well, we're gonna actually get married in Mexico. And
Oh, that's
on
the
the
opposite of what I'm saying. You should get married. Like the direct opposite.
Yeah, but I don't understand that chef life. They literally work 4 a.m. to 12 a.m.
Dude,
How is that even fun?
I'm telling you, I got a little taste of it, dude, and I don't get it either.
It's a different breed. It's for people that have.
I don't
like,
get it either.
It's for people that are on like some sort of mental thing. Like they're probably easily diagnosed with something like bipolar. Or,
Yeah, they need that work. That they need that constant something to get going to keep their hands occupied.
Look at Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he was off of his thing. All those like chefs like that.
Yeah, a lot of them are recover.
And it's
recovery.
not. I don't know how sustainable. Like, how long?
That's
can
what
you
I'm
do
saying.
that for your whole life?
Yeah, like
You
all
do
they're
that your
doing
whole
is just cooking, and like aren't they inevitably cooking the same thing, and they're trying not to screw it up every time? Like,
No, I don't think. I mean, once you get to a certain level, you're able to change off, but do different.
Yeah, I
things,
mean,
like-
you have seasonal menus and stuff like that, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying though, and a lot of it is that, a lot of it is following a recipe, but to the point, like I said, I mean, I got a glimpse of it, like dough to the temperature of the room, to the temperature of the water, to the temperature of the flour. Like it's so precise, and there's so much that goes.
It's chemistry. It's chemistry.
Yeah.
At a certain level, it's like a science. I mean,
God.
chemical reactions
So
and stuff like that.
should we do the power three before we get off sports?
No, we're not gonna get to the power of three today.
Let's end on that, since you don't have a true.
I do have Troy time.
No, you
Okay,
don't.
yeah, let's do
Talk
Troy.
about
No.
Equalizer or Mighty Ducks.
No, no one
All
wants
right,
to talk about any of
here's
that.
here's what we're gonna do. What's your favorite cereal?
oh, that's great. Yeah, the top 3 cereals. That's a great one. I love it.
All
Okay,
right.
hold on a second.
No.
No, we've done
That's
that
a joke.
one.
We've done it
It's a joke.
twice.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get the boxers in. I like that idea.
Okay, all right, here we go. Let me first get the talks.
This is another combo, just like we were talking about ghost kitchens. This is the ghost kitchen of the show. This is Troy time / power of 3 / 3 of a kind / Trinity /
Warf. Yeah.
all of
Little
it.
ha. First up, you have me. I am first. Then you have Chris, and then you have Troy. Dean, you are last.
And weight class is not an issue here, guys. We're going.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, alive or dead. Your top 3 boxers, and it can be. They just have to have been in one boxing match, okay? And
Can it be Rocky?
There you
no,
go.
it cannot
Troy.
be Rocky. No,
Think
it has
of
to
an
be.
MMA fighter that's only had one boxing match. I bet that's one of your favorites.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
So I will start with my 3rd favorite boxer, and I'm going to go with Julio Cesar.
Motherfucker!
That's my number 1.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I love that. That my cousin.
Is that your number 1 or your number 3?
This is
I'm sorry, my
three.
number 3. My number 3. My number 3.
That is my cousin's named after him. His name's Julio Cesar.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a staple in my family. Watched so many of his fights growing up. That's a good pick. You know, I personally though am more partial to the heavier fighters. I love heavyweight fighting. So my number 3 is a heavyweight fighter who had his prime, fought the greatest fighter ever, and it's one of the greatest stories ever told, and then took some time off, came back and won the championship after 50 years old. I'm talking about the grill man himself, George Foreman.
That's a great one. And I don't know if I've told you this, but you guys know that the Foreman grill was originally for Hulk Hogan.
Wow.
Yeah. But I don't think it would have been as successful.
It wouldn't have been as good, brother.
No, not at all. Dean, you are up
thought
next.
I thought it was me.
No, you're right. You're right. Yes, Troy. It is you. Yes, Troy, it's you.
And you said they only have to be in one match, right?
One match, yeah.
I'd choose the one, the only Conor McGregor.
Oh, nice. Conor McGregor.
0-1.
Hey, well, you know what? I will say this about that match. I was rather amazed that he went 10 rounds.
I don't know if you saw the interview with Mike Tyson. He was just talking about that.
Yeah, that was rather amazing. I mean, you're talking about
one of the greatest
best
fighters of all time that he went 10 rounds with.
Yeah, and if it was me, if I was Conor McGregor, I know how to beat Mayweather. You don't touch him for 10 rounds, and then you unleash the last 2 rounds, and that's it. Like, yeah, it would be a boring fight, but what would you rather see? A boring fight where Mayweather loses, or Mayweather knocking out McGregor in 6 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds? I mean, that's the way I would have done it. But good choice. Good choice. Dean?
You're on mute, bud.
You're on mute, Dean.
I'm going with Sugar Ray Robinson for my number 3.
Ooh. This man used to eat raw meat.
That's a great one. Okay.
Deadly ass fighter.
Okay. I feel bad, but and you're probably gonna hate me for this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna say Mike Tyson is my number 2.
Wow. It's a good one, man.
Yeah.
I saw a stat the other day. Francis Ngannou in I don't know how many years has knocked out 12 people. Mike Tyson knocked out 14 people in 1 year.
He had 14 fights in 1 year?
14 knockouts in 1 year. I'm sure it was when he was coming up.
No, had to be. Nice. So yeah, that's my number 2.
For much of the same reason as you chose Julio Cesar Chavez, I'm sure I have to go with the Golden Boy. I have to go with him. I mean, I know now in his old age he's kind of cringeworthy, but Oscar De La Hoya coming up, he's a former Olympian. He is the Golden Boy. He represented the culture and brought it to. Yeah. He was the bridge to bring it to the now, I guess. He's the one that took the throne from Julio Cesar Chavez.
He did. He really did.
Well, and just so I can get him now before anybody else gets him, I'm taking.
Are you skipping somebody?
No. Troy's next.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking Cassius Clay, aka Muhammad Ali.
Is your number 2? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I just took him that early because I'm afraid somebody else is going to take him from me.
I guess that's a way to do it.
That's what
I would have thought too.
That's a good strategy.
That's going to change the game from this point forward, fellas.
Okay. Dean, you're up next.
I'm sticking with my theme. I'm going to go with Sugar Ray Leonard. That's my number 2.
Love it.
That's a good one.
Love it.
And I wonder who you're. I like it. Sugar Ray Leonard, great fight. He was part of that holy quadruple four horsemen with Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Absolutely, and that's
Felix
a
Trinidad.
honorable mention because he's not gonna be on my list. But Marvin Hagler is a badass, and he should be on somebody's list.
Okay, my number one, Cannello. Like that dude. After he lost to, I don't know what happened after that Mayweather
Trey,
fight,
okay
but
over
he
there,
just
bud?
took it to another level. It's just amazing. So I cannot say enough. Like the guy is unstoppable, pound for pound, the best. We'll never see. Take advantage of any fight you can and watch him.
Yeah, head movement is
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, power, like you said, the body shots, the uppercuts. It's pretty amazing to see.
Yeah. Chris, who's your number one?
It's hard for me, man, because there's so many more, names out there that I want to kind of pack into here, but I got to choose one. Oh, fuck. So, yeah, so I'm going to go with Riddick Bowe.
Riddick Bowe,
Yeah,
who knocked out.
bunch of people. Yeah, he's a badass. I mean, it's yeah, I don't know. I know that Dean still has to go. I think Dean still has to go. So I don't want to name all the other ones that I would like to name, but I definitely have some
I have
honorable
to go.
mentions.
I haven't done my number one yet.
Go for it, Troy.
My number one is the Gypsy King himself, Tyson Fury.
There you go. That would
Which,
be,
by the way,
I would love to see that fight. Riddick Bowe and fucking Tyson Fury would be wow. That'd be nuts.
yeah, Tyson Fury is calling out Anthony Joshua, because they can't, for some reason, get this fight locked in or something. So, yeah, Tyson Fury is pretty good, man. He
He looked great, dude. They showed him on screen, man. He's fight ready.
Yeah, he looks good. It looks really good. And then Dean.
No.
Can I do it for you? If you're trying to find a sugar, I got one for you.
Yeah, it was Sugar Shane Mosley.
That's right.
Yeah. My number one fighter is Roy Jones Jr.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's not
That's
a
a
bad
really
one.
good one.
That's a good one. All great.
I think he fought one of the best matches I ever saw on television live.
Do you like his rap too?
I think he's ridiculous personally, but I thought watching him fight was awesome. It was one of the awesomest, fastest, most punches landed boxing fight that I can remember seeing ever. I'm trying to figure out what fight it was. In 2001. Let's see.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, man, this past weekend was great for the sport of boxing. I hope that there's going to be more of it. I mean, dude, that was Cannello versus Billy Joe Saunders. Wait till Tyson Fury fights Anthony Joshua, and then has to fight Deontay Wilder, and then has to fight Andy Ruiz. And then
that'll never
you got
happen.
Earl-
None of that will ever happen because this is how long it's taken for them. They're supposed to fight a trilogy or at least 2 fights, Joshua and him. We can't even get the first one done. And you're talking about him fighting 2 other fighters after that? That'll never happen. How old is he already? It'll never happen.
Tyson Fury, I think he's 34.
Won't happen.
The guy looks like he's 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it takes 4 years for him to fight one person.
Yeah.
So good luck trying to get those other 3 fights in.
They'll happen. They'll happen. It'll be speed tracked.
I don't know. That's my frustration with boxing. And I get that the free enterprise part of it is what the appeal of boxing is, and that's why that's what their knock is on the UFC. But when the UFC, because the UFC is controlled by one body, they get shit done. We get to see fights. We get to see actual fighters' legacy, and we get to see them have a career. It's not
pageantry.
It's not negotiations. It's not stalling. It's not let's see a fight every 5 years. It's they're fighting 3 times a year.
I mean, hey, listen, we'll see what the new breed. This fight was done without Oscar De La Hoya, so I think that there is going to be.
I'll give it to Cannello because he fights very frequently. You know, he
Yeah.
just fought, and this is his second fight.
Yeah.
I want to say spring.
Yeah, he put
You
3
gotta
fights
stay ready
together
to be
within a year.
ready. Stay ready to be ready.
That's right.
Mhm. Yeah, and he just keeps getting better after each fight. And I'm talking insanely better. Insanely better.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that nobody said Floyd Mayweather.
No, God,
'Cause
no.
he's boring.
Yeah.
And I almost booed your
That
Oscar De La
guy.
Hoya for that Floyd Mayweather fight that made me not watch boxing for a decade.
Mm.
I definitely I have not bought a pay-per-view boxing match since I paid.
At least we all agree on one thing, man. Fuck a Floyd Mayweather.
Well,
He's
to an
the
extent.
greatest. I mean, he is the greatest. I feel.
I
you.
mean, yeah, to an extent, he is.
I mean, yeah, but who cares?
I mean, you just, golly, just Cannello wasn't ready for him when he fought him.
That's right. Well, boys, that was another good show in the can there. Thank you so much for being a part of it as usual.
Always. You guys have a good one, man. And
You
be safe
too.
out there.
Absolutely. You too, man. Keep New
All right.
York safe, bud.
Will do. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Love you, man.
Hey,
Love y'all.
Love you too.
love you.
Thanks for watching the movie with me this weekend, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, shut up, man.
Yeah.
You've been on my ass the whole show.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.